Formula One fans have been left angry after the Bahrain Grand Prix, and honestly, for all the right reason. The very thing we tune in for, the thrill of racing, was overshadowed by a broadcasting disaster. And with many viewers completely unaware of live driver timings or positions, you can imagine the level of frustration. Social media lit up with criticism, and the concern is real. But the question remains, will the sport actually do something about it? This wasn't just a one-off hiccup. It's been a recurring issue since the very first race of the 2025 season. So, what measures can be implemented to fix it? Let's rewind to Bahrain. At one point during the race, George Russell was shown as dead last, even though he was actually running second and chasing Oscar Piastri. Broadcasters were unable to correct the issue live, and eventually, timing information was turned off completely. From that moment on, viewers had to rely on commentary from Sky F1 pundits Martin Brundle and David Croft. By the end of the race, they admitted they didn't even have sector timing data for the British drivers. Fans were furious. One user demanded the firing of the person responsible for the F1 timing tower, while others pointed out that this is not the first time we've seen such errors in 2025. Another fan didn't hold back, saying F1 has become the worst broadcasting sport among all major events. Why? Because you can't just remove live timing mid-race, not once, but multiple times in a single season. And we're only 4 races into 2025. To make matters worse, F1 broadcasting is a paid service. Fans are literally paying to watch a sport without knowing who is in what position. At one point, the timing graphics were briefly shown in the lower right corner, prompting the Sky F1 pundits to joke that they might need to go old school and start manually counting laps and driver gap. This isn't just annoying, it's unacceptable. We had incredible wheel-to-wheel battles in Bahrain that was simply impossible to follow due to the lack of information. The Russell incident especially stood out, and unfortunately, it wasn't an isolated. This marks the 4th time, yes, 4th, that broadcasting issues have disrupted races in 2025, including the China sprint race. Fans have every right to be angry. The question is, will anything be done? There's no official word yet, but the sport is well aware of the outrage. And with F1's growing popularity over the past few years, solutions must come sooner rather than later. Nothing is guaranteed, but one would hope that viable fixes are on the horizon for what has become a genuinely painful issue for viewers. But broadcasting wasn't the only thing that went haywire in Bahrain. We also saw a bizarre technical issue with George Russell's car. His doctor's open, not because he hit the doctor's button, but because he pressed the radio button. That's right. A completely unrelated control triggered the doctor. While he gained a small advantage, Russell, aware of the rules, lifted immediately to give the time back. To be clear, there was no real threat to Piastri's. The Aussie was 9 seconds ahead when it happened, but drivers shouldn't have to deal with such unpredictable glitches during a race. Later, Russell was warned that he could lose all technical data on his steering wheel, but was told to continue driving as he was, because he was doing an extraordinarily good job. Still, the doctor's issue was worrying. Teams were reminded to only press the button when they're within 1 second of the car ahead, but that's not something they should even have to consider. That's the FIA's job. And it wasn't just Russell. Charles Leclerc also had a moment where his rear wing flap opened briefly, then quickly shut. Total chaos. Russell himself later explained the issue, saying, "On the steering wheel, I was losing all my data. The brake pedal went into a failure mode, so I had to do all these resets. 1 minute the brakes were working, the next they weren't. I was pretty pleased when I saw the checkered flag, to be honest. I don't really know how it happened. It was something to do with all these failures we were having. As soon as I saw the doctors open, I backed off. I lost 2/10. It never happened again. I didn't even press the doctor's button. I clicked another button and it opened. I actually lost more than I gained." Sound familiar? It should. Because just like the broadcasting issue, this wasn't the only tech-related blunder. During qualifying, Nico Hülkenberg had a very strange situation that went unnoticed until it was too late. The error allowed him to advance to Q2 at the expense of Alex Albon, who would have otherwise progressed. Hülkenberg's lap was eventually deemed illegal and he was demoted back to P7, but by then, the damage was done. Too many mistakes. Too many inconsistencies. And it's starting to affect the integrity of the sport. For the sake of Formula One's reputation and growing fan base, these problems must be addressed. Now, questions are being asked. One major one: does the fault lie with Mercedes or the FOM, the body responsible for registering the car when it crosses the line? Toto Wolff elaborated. Basically, you have this beacon. When the car crosses the line, the FOM signal recognizes the car. And for whatever reason, it didn't do that anymore. So we're not 100% sure if it was a wiring loom issue on our car or Formula One itself. And when asked if the two incidents, the doctor's glitch and the broadcasting failure, were related, Wolff said, "There was a lot going on. I think this is the driver who won the race. The brake-by-wire system problem kept coming back, so you need to expect either electronic braking or hydraulic, which is a completely different braking point, and Russell managed. Now let's talk about the Hülkenberg situation again, because James Vowles, Williams' team principal, also spoke out about it. He explained how the qualifying blunder cost them dearly. First of all, it's frustrating because Q1 is ever so tight now. You can see cars do 3 runs. The cars that are slightly better do 2. That's where we were. We didn't get the best lap with Alex, but it was a top 10 car today. He went on to say that while the FIA was quick to respond to Max Verstappen and Yuki Tsunoda breaches, they lagged behind on Hülkenberg. The excuse. Turn 11 breaches are more precise and require extra attention. In an official statement, the FIA said, checks in areas such as turn 11 take a bit longer than those of a high priority. Unfortunately, in this case, due to the timing of the check, it was not possible to act before Q2 started. As soon as we became aware, we acted. We are building towards increased resources and improved processes. On this occasion, we got it wrong. And there you have it. The 2025 Bahrain Grand Prix, riddled with errors, technical glitches, and questionable broadcasting. But what do you think? Are these just growing pains for a sport pushing the boundaries of technology, or signs of deeper issues that need immediate attention? Let us know in the comments below. And once you've done that, be sure to check out the video that's appearing on your screen right now. You won't want to miss it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more Formula One insight. Until next time, stay fast, stay curious.